It's hard. It's hard though because I don't know where it was from. I don't know why I had it.
Frustrating,
Devastating.
Scared.
challenging, confusing,
Stressful.
It's hard.
Loss of dignity.
can't think for yourself.
People with an acquired brain injury, it's what we classify as a hidden disability. Each person has different issues, but there are some common issues, like fatigue is a big one. Like people don't realise how fatigued someone with an acquired brain injury gets.
And for every one of them, you've got to have some kind of something in place to work with every one of them.
You can't remember things. I have a memory problem. I had a language problem. I have I can't use my hands like I did before.
I have been virtually in rehab non-stop.
I had to learn everything again because I talk like this.
There's so many unknowns about someone's survival, someone's recovery and the level of recovery.
I can do some things, but not the way I used to.
I thought I will put in the hard yards and then I will just be able to live my life as per my old normal, and that's not the case.
I thought that I could work out my way into it and I would get better, but you don't get better.
The result of my stroke, I've got aphasia, and they gave me the devastating news that I probably wouldn't talk again. Shoot me. I was thinking, how can I possibly live without talking? Because talking is so much part of who you are. Yeah, and I thought I couldn't not contemplate living with no words.
Just very frustrating because you know what you want, but your brain can't do it. I not only got the brain injury, but I also have a left-sided weakness. So that's when I get tired, I drag my left leg.
I have got right-sided hemiparesis, and sometimes I'm not quite sure where in space my arm is. So my total right side of my body feels quite different, and sometimes it's numb, sometimes it's in pins and needles.
And I will readily admit now I'm on antidepressants.
There's a lot of ambiguous loss or disenfranchised grief because the person's still here. The person can be changed or altered in a wide spectrum of different areas. And while someone might look the same, there can be a lot of the unseen, the invisible changes after a brain injury. Loss of their identity or the loss of their future ambitions and what they thought the future was going to be like. There's a lot of loss of dignity after a brain injury.
My husband says sometimes he can see the old me. I have really struggled with my emotional health. I have been seeing a psychologist.
One friend said to me, we'll go out for your birthday. I'm still waiting, it's been 11 years.
How did that make you feel?
It's been a really long, hard road, not just for me, but for my family and my friends, and especially my husband, because I didn't know much about brain injuries.
Unless someone knows somebody with a brain injury or has gone through that process, the wider community really don't have any understanding of what a brain injury is and how it impacts on a person.
Just be open to learning. I've always said education is power.
So it's knowing what are all the different factors and how to work with that to make it better for them. It's okay not to be okay.
It's not just me that is grieving, it is my husband and my family.
In the beginning it was very difficult, so that was almost like living with somebody that I knew, then that changed living with somebody else that I didn't know and trying to get that right blend. So I had a lot of learning to do as well, and patience, and I'm not good at patience, so that took a lot of effort as well, I suppose, and it still does. But I think we've after all this time, we finally get to a point, as most couples do, that you've got that general understanding.
They don't know what to say. You don't necessarily have to say anything, just to be there and sit with someone to let them know that you're there for them.
The critical thing is getting the information so you understand, because there's a lot of things that people with an ABI go through that those who don't have one don't necessarily understand. But once you know about it, you then work around it.
I wasn't allowed to drive anymore, wasn't allowed to do anything. If I fall down and hit my head on the left-hand side on the concrete, I'm finished. People always assume things and they judge you on those things.
I'm still the same intelligent lady that I am, but people think that I'm slow because I talk slower.
It may appear to someone, oh, this person must be drunk, and therefore totally discount them or treat them in a different way. And so again, it's about people taking the time to find out, well, what is really this person is. Are they drunk or do they have a disability?
Oh, someone who is standing in front of me has a brain injury and that's why they're unable to talk, fluently, or they're having difficulties word finding, those sort of things. Because if you're presented with somebody like that, immediately they might go, well, are they intoxicated?
Jenny is my sister, and I lean on her a little bit, and I have to have help, support from carers, support from a helper. Sometimes get feeling alone. I do, that's fatigue, and that is what I have. You can't help that.
Because there's so many members that it's their fit. It's where they belong. Yeah, that's why we can't let it end.
What's your favourite thing about Families for Families?
My favourite thing is about people connecting with each other and being able to help people, because our motto really is about us helping ourselves. You know, we're not asking for a handout, but a hand up.
I feel I've got it and they've got it. So we don't have to be anything different, you know?
You feel like you belong with
Yeah,
them?
yeah,
You don't have to pretend you're just you.
yeah. I just fit in.
You've got a place to belong that's not going to judge you.
If it wasn't for Families, we wouldn't have found that out.
I wouldn't know. It was through other people using it who then told us. So if you're not talking with people in that position, there's nowhere where you can go and find out.
It's important to be able to ring people and see people that have this acquired brain injury, and I met heaps of people from there. Now I'm friends with people.
Families for Families has been huge. It's given me a purpose. Like, they literally have saved me. I don't know what I would have done without Families for Families.
How do you think your life would be different if Families for Families was no longer around?
Just having someone to be able to, who actually understands what each person's going through and what they need to do, and I just think life would have been very different and hard.
Please, someone, if you could sponsor us.